Good morning and happy Monday. I'm dropping in with some Monday mystical musings from my heart to yours. I'm also thinking about dropping a newsletter, so if you want to kind of delve deeper into these heart musings and kind of mystical wisdoms that are channeling through, let me know if that resonates. All right, so this is something that's been on my heart for a while now, and I've seen it pretty prevalent in conversations with friends and fellow practitioners. So I just thought I would share, and wondering if you also feel in the energy of this, and maybe it comes through a little bit differently for you, like different wording or how it's coming through, but is the thread there? So we are in the year of the snake, and this is this continual energy for 2025 of shedding and rebirth. So this death rebirth cycle, shedding of the old, shedding of masks, of old programs, limitations, and this rebirth and calling into something new. And for me, this feels like that slithering energy, like being so deep in your body and tuned into your body wisdom that it's like riding the edge, like where you're right at the edge of your deepest calling. For me, it feels like coming into service, being called to serve, knowing that there's golden thread that's attached to my heart, that's my soul calling, my dharma, the thing that lights me up the most, my soul path journey. And this intense fear that comes up at the same time around it, all of the ways that it could go wrong, or I'm not good enough, or when you're pushed to your edge, right? It's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. Just like when a snake has to shed her skin, it is uncomfy. And in those tender moments of where the new skin is coming in, right? That's also tender. When we are in the new and stepping into that, back out into community and our lives, and until that becomes that new anchored normal for us. So where is that coming up for you? Where are you riding your edge of the most uncomfortable and the deepest pleasure and calling? And that is this beautiful energy of union. Okay, so that is also union, alchemy. It is magic. It is transformation. It is two opposing forces, fear and love. It is our soul calling, and all of the shit that comes up that's we can't do it. And in that energy where they come together is this creation of something new. But here's the key, here's the catch, is it is in that energy of union and co-creating with the universe and our future and what we're calling in. It's that conscious awareness of the doing. So you are also in the seat of co-creation. It is not happening to you, it is happening with you. You are part of the experience. It is this deep aspect of surrender, surrender meaning there is something greater that's calling me forward, and there's this trust of I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know how it's gonna work out, I don't know why this is happening necessarily, but I'm so called to do this thing that I'm gonna do it anyways, right? That's surrender. I'm surrendering into the call. And then there is the activation, the courage, that fire that's and I'm going to step into it anyways, even though I'm terrified, even though I'm scared, even though no one may see me or recognize it, or whatever the wound or the story that's coming up for you, right? And here's the cool part about that. Instead of going into a shame spiral or judging the part of us that's scared or is feeling blocked or limited, or the ways that we sometimes self-sabotage or do all the things because it feels really scary, right? Because we're human, and that's okay. But what if you met those parts with compassion and acceptance? Because here's the cool part. You need that fear and you need that energy to be the opposite of your calling, to create that third energy of co-creation. It doesn't happen without it. It is the fuel. And the more you work with the energy, like the less the fear becomes overwhelming necessarily. Like you learn how to work with it, because instead of repressing it or judging it or shaming yourself or it or not dealing with that part, you like open up your table and you're like, you have a seat at my table. Like we have a round table in my heart and all my parts show up and everyone has space. Every part of me has space to share. They have a message. Like what they are feeling is valid. No, it doesn't mean that that gets to rule or take over my whole life. Like that fear doesn't get to make choices for me. It did for a long time. But when you sit with the conscious awareness of it and you've done the healing work, right? Like you create space in your body where you can kind of be like the active witness and you can meet it with compassion and love and acceptance. And so I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I get it. It is really scary. Like, and I know that I'm being called forward. So here we go. So meet those parts of yourself that are showing up in resistance or fear with love. If you can't meet it with love, like meet it with curiosity. If you can't meet it with curiosity, like meet it with like neutrality, like as much as possible, work with that. And just know that that energy is needed for this creation, this union of the magic. It's all part of the process. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not off your path. You're not making a mistake. Like you're exactly where you need to be. You're getting every lesson that you need to hone your skills, to cultivate an experience. And when that fear or that resistance shows up, like that is part of the experience too. There's nothing wrong with it. You can't be off your path. You're always there. You're exactly where you need to be. But where you step into empowerment is when you step into co-creation. You step into that union energy of, I actually am going to work with this and I'm going to call in, manifest, create from this space. And it is super fun and super cool and super scary. I am like pooping my pants half the time. I have been so terrified over this past month, honestly, because I have been pushing my edge. Like I've been pushing so many edges with my visibility and my work and like creating new packages that like I'm so excited to share. You're going to start seeing a lot more drop. Why? Because I cannot stop this wave that's flowing through me. Like I am so called. It lights me up. It is the thing that I was born to do, and I know it. I know it. So I'm surrendering to that and I'm riding the wave. I'm with the snake energy. I'm riding that edge. And when I need to take breaks, I take breaks. So like perfect example, I put out these blood oracle readings, which by the way, they're going to be coming up like the 13th through the 18th. They're going to be open. It's only 6 or 7 days. And these are super potent readings. Okay. But the second I put those out, like my body had a very visceral reaction. I got really sick. My throat closed up. I had like a full body shut down. I am still recovering from it. Like my body is actually still processing. And that's okay. I'm still going to serve because it feels right, but I am also taking time to nourish my body, to like take supplements, bone broth, like good magnesium baths, nervous system regulation, like all the things I need to do to support my physical body. I have some really close soul line friends that I call and I share, like, I'm so scared. Like, remind me why I'm doing this. And they're like, okay, I'll remind you of that. And I hold myself in the process too. I journal, like I do all the things. I'm supporting myself in it. What I can do on my own, what I can do within community. Like I'm taking care of my physical body as well as my energetic and spiritual body. I'm honoring my mind, all the ways that she wants to like logically process and make it mean something and give me all the worst case scenarios. And I'm like, cool, I honor you too. Like you also serve a purpose here. All of me is welcome. All of me is in this union energy. All of me is riding the edge with the snake this year. And so just invitation to where can you surrender into acceptance? Where can you honor the parts of you that may be in resistance or fear? Where can you honor your magic? Where can you honor where you're at your edge, and what can you do to support yourself? Maybe that's like reaching out to a close friend. Maybe that's coming to like our Moon Medicine and like a Mystical Musings community circles. And I'll be hosting one this Friday on the 13th. Like they go every 2 weeks. It's, yes, a space where I'm sharing information, but it's also a space for community and connection. And I find when we gather in community, we hear other people, we see the threads that are woven, and we're like, oh, I'm not alone. Like I can resonate with that, or like I've had that experience, or like, whoa, I am going through that too. And if nothing else, it's a place to feel connected and supported, because we all need places of community and connection. And yeah, I'm just felt really called to share this. As you can hear, like my voice is still coming in and out, and that's okay. And like here's the other cool part, like when I was like asking this question of like, why am I having this such a visceral reaction to like putting out these readings? And like I knew on the surface, but it was like something deeper. Like some of my old teachers and mentors, like I was in the Kairos Academy for 2 years, a couple of years ago, and they put out, Janet and Ina, they put out this amazing video, and it was about like the oracles of Delphi and this whole experience of being an oracle, and you know the trauma that oracles eventually like went through, and like how typically like women, men can do this too, but like we have been subjugated to like being brutalized for like these gifts, like when it became like not accepted anymore. And that lives in my blood and my body too. Even if my mind doesn't consciously remember, like my body did, my bones did, my blood did. And they had a visceral reaction. They were like, hey, we did this in the past, and like it did not end up well, and we have memories of that, and that is living in my bones and in my blood, and my body had a reaction. And instead of like judging it or shaming it, like I'm meeting her, I'm meeting myself where I'm at, in my fear and in my service. That is where like the magic happens. And by them being in their truth and their voice and sharing that story, like it landed for me. Like I needed to hear that transmission. I needed to remember. And then when I am stepping into service and I am sharing, like I feel good, right? Like both I'm lit up and excited, and like just it's bliss, pleasure, joy, and at the same time like feeling complete. Like, okay, I served and like got emptied out, and I like had the transmission and it came through, and like that sense of like completion, like that beautiful energy. So, and then I, you know, also receive reflections back where people are like, wow, that really landed for me. And I really needed to hear that part of it. Like, thank you so much. And this is where we create ripples in the world. Like people often ask, how do I serve? How do I make change? How do I help? And there are people who are called to like activism and like bigger places in the world where they serve. And I am like, kudos to you, you're amazing. I don't have the current capacity to do that. But what I can do is I can serve from here. I can share my truth. I can step into my authenticity. I can step into my power, which is being empowered and radiant from the inside out. I can allow my voice and my transmission to come through clearly. I can remove the masks. Again, this is all snake energy too. This is also like primordial feminine, Medusa. Like there is a lot of energy here in the energy of the snake and the feminine, weaving with the beautiful heart connection and divinity of the masculine. Again, coming into co-creation with both of those, which is union, which is that magical third energy. So all of this to say, like, I love you, and I'm so proud of all of us. Like, pat on the back, proud of all of us for whatever you're stepping into, whatever you feel called. If it's scary as fuck, like I honor that. And if your heart is like so lit up and you're like, I can't not do this thing anymore, it takes too much energy to repress it or hide it. It's freedom. It is liberation. And look, we are in the Sagittarius full moon, and Sag is all about the keys to your freedom. Where are you feeling caged? Where are you feeling like your wings cannot fly? Because this is like the key to unlock that. And like, fly free. Let your wings out and let yourself play in these energies and the energy of creation and the energy of who you are. You are brilliant and magnificent, and we all, when we are called into service and we serve, those are the ripples. Those are the little stones that ripple out, and when all of us are doing that, it creates waves. That's how we create change. It is one act of love and courage and authenticity at a time. So, sending you a tremendous amount of love from my heart to yours. I love you.